to the K.
To the K. War Games again. Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You know Regal, mate. I'm sorry.
No one is. You know
that is true.
But we did our match card predictions, didn't we? We were like, this is what we think's going to happen. And then like we're 2 weeks on, and we still don't know any more matches.
Yeah, so we're just going to try again.
So yeah, it's kind of where we've landed.
Yeah.
But
we've got more info.
We have more info. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought I've put 2 matches in there which I think might happen, so we can talk about them. But yeah, it's basically.
Even though we're doing this
match
again,
card
should we
predictions
call
too.
these predictions? Pre?
I don't know. But yeah, what was I going to say? Gonna say something. I can't remember what I was going to say. But we could have waited and done it next week, because obviously Survivor Series doesn't happen this weekend, it happens next weekend. But I was like, by the time we get it out there for like Thursday or Friday, and like the event will happen, and people will be like, why do you want to see predictions?
Yeah.
If you carry the 9.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Triple H is being all Tony Khan and just going to announce the match cards on the show, probably.
You'll find out when that's you.
But let's talk about what we do know, shall we? Let's talk about something new, because we didn't know, this wasn't confirmed when we did the match card predictions. Don't know why I'm doing the DDP sign, but we're going with it.
Bang! Not really the time to do that, mate.
It's just, you see Liv Morgan on your screen and, it takes over, doesn't it? But we've got a 5-on-5 action in women's war games, and it's going to be, let's let old man Carl just lean into the screen again. It's going to be, is that Nia Jax? It's going to be Liv Morgan teaming up with a very heavily photoshopped Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae for some reason.
They only get smaller the further back you look in the poster, mate. He's struggling.
Yeah. Versus the team of Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, a returning Rhea Ripley, broken orbital bone and all, or fractured, whatever's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Io Sky.
Still button people.
We'll talk about this in a minute, but Io Sky and Naomi. Want to say Naomi? So that's the match. A little bit of B5 with this. Is like Bianca and Jade and stuff couldn't forgive Bayley for everything she's done as part of Damage Control. And now Bayley's like the baby face and it's like done loads of good stuff and everything. But like, Io, yeah, come on, girl.
Who? Yeah.
Who's like,
technically
worse?
Still, is she still in Damage Control? Is
Well,
that
yeah,
like
still Damage Control? Like, so what, is she just like a baby face now and they're accepting of her? I don't get it, and I don't like it.
I'll be honest, the beef I have with this whole thing is like, and I'm not having a go at the saviour of wrestling, Triple H, but there just seems to be a lot less care and thought put into the women's war games.
Yeah.
Like, this just feels like, let's just slap a load of top talent together without real much reason.
Yeah.
I know that they're not, it's not the worst, there's not absolutely no reason, but it kind of is very loose.
It's like the whole Liv and Raquel kind of makes sense. And obviously if they're feuding with Rhea Ripley, that kind of makes sense. That's kind of it though.
100%. Everyone else is just kind of there for the ride, and it's like,
yeah,
okay,
strange one. But I'm sure it'll be a pretty damn good match though.
Yeah, I 100%. I just it's just a shame, and I know it's difficult because we'll get onto the men's war games one, but obviously that has been built from years of storytelling, and they haven't had years of storytelling with the women's division, unfortunately, for them. So they can't really even refer back to history as to why they're setting up this big multi-person match. But it just feels a bit like, well, we need one. And I hate when pay-per-views do this. I really hate it when it's like, because we have Hell in a Cell as a pay-per-view, it's like, well, let's settle this beef in the cell for some reason. And you're like, did you even have that much beef?
Yeah.
Like,
It really diminished that as a thing. That used to be
100%.
like the one place you settle the biggest rivalry, and it's like...
And sadly, this is where we're headed with war games. It's going to be, we're having a war games match because that's what we do.
Well,
not because that's where it's escalated to, and that should be how the concept works.
Yeah.
It's escalated to the point that you go, we can only settle this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey-ho.
Hey-ho, indeed. But how's it going to go down then? Do we think we're going to see any kind of surprises or anything? Obviously, last Survivor Series, CM Punk rocked up afterwards. Becky Lynch going to rock up here, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
She's trying to throw people off her scent, saying that she's working on other stuff at the minute.
I mean, it's possible. Again, it's a difficult one, that, because it'd be a cool surprise, but it'd be a tenuous connection. Why would she rock up at this particular match when there's no real issues?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? So
another question for you.
Go on.
Tiffany still hasn't cashed in yet.
I'd love to see a cash in at this.
I ask you this question every single time because I still don't really know whether it's possible or not. Can she cash in a match that isn't already for the women's title? Like, if it's a War Games match, can she then cash in and have a mini match inside the match that's for one of the belts?
I would think so.
Or does the whole War Games match
I think the idea should always be that she can, if she cashes in, then it becomes a title match. I don't know. They've never really been clear on the rules. And to be fair, I wouldn't even trust them if they said these are definitely the rules, because everything changes.
Make it up as
But like, for me, even if it's not during the match itself, but what a time to capitalise after everyone's absolutely battered from this.
Who did she capitalise on, though? If people are thinking it's going to be like Liv, but is it Nia after all this? Maybe they're on the losing side and she thinks, well, I don't have to be a loser. Bam. Maybe Nia's gone through a table or something, wiped out.
I think it'd be better for her to cash in on Liv.
Interesting.
Because I think to cash in on Nia, it would be a bit of a babyface turn. I think she's killing it as the character she is now. So I think they should probably try and keep with that. You know?
I don't think even that would turn Nia babyface. I think people would be cheering Tiff. Because she chose to cash in on Nia. But yeah, it is a tough one. Who's winning? That's my question.
I think Team Liv are probably going to win this.
Well, you've got both the world champs on that one team. So it's like if the other team wins, it's like
not great.
Yeah. Unless Rhea's the one that stands tall or something.
Yeah, I think there'll be some sort of. It's one of them matches where, to be honest, the actual winner on paper might not be too important, because the all-out brawl, you might see Rhea standing tall even though they didn't win.
Rhyming again, you might.
I know.
You love it.
Freestyle. It's just Eminem. Grew up with them, you know.
Yeah, I grew up with M&M's too. I am a fat bastard.
Dad,
Who are we going with then? Team Liv?
Team Liv.
Team Liv. This then takes us on to Gunther and Damian Priest. You know what?
I'm going to say it now. I think Gunther's going to win because Damian's already trying to punch himself.
He doesn't.
The fuck is that?
Doesn't understand the rules. To be fair, I really liked Damian's promo the other week, but not a big fan of what they're doing to Gunther. Like, making Gunther seem scared. And I get they're trying to build up Damian Priest to make him like feel bigger, more like a bisexual Undertaker.
But you build him up by having him, you know, take it to Gunther.
That's it.
You don't have Gunther should really the way it should be booked for me is Gunther should be naive about this. He should underestimate Damian because Damian's coming up. He's not someone that he hasn't got that aura of that intimidating figure to be scared of. All due respect to him, I'm sure it'd be different if it was real life and he was threatening me. But he hasn't got. But you know what I mean? He's not got that Undertaker aura, and that's what maybe they're trying to build too. But it's like at this stage, Gunther being the ring general should be like cocky about this, and then get pasted. That's how I think they should do it.
Yeah,
but.
It's so weird seeing him like scared and like cowering. It's like that's not Gunther. Look how they massacred our boy. I guess that.
What are you doing?
They're trying to play off the fact that Cody beat him, I guess. So now he's kind of lost a bit of confidence because he's beatable or something. It's like, well,
Cody took his mojo.
Like, he needs any more fucking mojo, that guy.
Feeds off it, mate.
Love you, Cody. Speaking of which, we said this last time. I still don't like he's going to be on the card, but we can talk about that.
Strange.
So yeah, Gunther's not losing here, is he?
I don't think he should.
No. So Gunther for the win. Do we get Finn Balor and that involved and stuff again in this though? Is Gunther going to win clean, or because it's just this seems like a detour, doesn't it, for them? Let's be honest.
It does. I hope is all I can say. I hope that Finn doesn't get involved. I feel like it's done.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like just let it alone. You got rid of him. He's not in the Judgment Day anymore, or whatever the fuck you call yourselves. Just let it go.
We're street trash. Okay. So yeah, Gunther. So, men's War Games.
Yay!
We already knew this was going to be a thing. Bloodline versus Bloodline. Except not so much anymore, because not really about the Bloodline, is it? Because Triple H has added in whole Bronson Reed, because he looks a bit Polynesian. And then on the other side,
that's the game. We
seem to be going down like, well, we'll get Seth in then. You've already got Sammy. And it's like, yeah. Why? Why couldn't it just be 4-on-4?
I don't know. But I like the Sammy inclusion, I'll be honest.
I don't mind Sammy, but that would be in the 4-on-4.
Oh yeah, but I like the debatable elements of the set, because I know a lot of people have come at this and been like, why aren't people more mad about Sammy lining back up with them after everything he went through, and does it really make sense and certain things like that? And you go, well, Roman was a dick for a long time, so people should hold more of a grudge, I guess. But is that who the good guy is? Someone who's like, I'm never letting it go and you're an asshole. No, that's kind of how it works, isn't it? And Sammy's like, he had a good relationship with the Usos, and it's kind of built off that relationship with the Usos. And the way they've been booking it is kind of like Roman's learned to be more respectful of these people. Like, he subtly, just from body language and reaction, you can see him offering a bit more props to Jay for how over he is, and a bit more props to Sammy for his work and stuff. And you're like, okay, so this is like humbled Roman, and this is the right way to tell the story. But the grudge with him and Seth goes deeper than that. And I think it would feel really strange for me for Seth to be a part of this, because like the last match they had, he like choke. Well, not I say choke. Like, didn't he pass out because he refused to quit, and like it was a full on grudge match. And I feel like we were always destined for another match between these two.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, we're pals again. It just doesn't. And I know they're trying to sell it like it's not. We're not pals again. I have beef with Bronson and stuff like that. But I don't know.
Well, like,
I agree with you. 4-on-4.
Seth was instrumental in Roman losing the title at Mania, wasn't he? Because he popped up with the chair, couldn't walk, and all that good stuff. But it does just feel like, well, we've got Bronson Reed and Seth feuding over here. We can't be bothered making 6 matches on a Triple H should say, like, has to be 5. Has to be 5. So they've gone, well, what if we just
5?
What if we just Bronson fits in nice here. But like, I honestly don't know where they're going with it. You could do something creative and have like Bronson take Seth out backstage and there's a mystery partner. Like, there's the whole on SmackDown, Roman tried to call into Paul Heyman and the number was disconnected. You couldn't get through to him.
I must admit, what pisses me off of that is like, and this just, people are just probably going to think I'm just thinking about this too much, right? And I'm not going to like fully go this. I'm the only person to think this because Santi's pointed this out as well, but I'm fully on board with what he was saying. Is like, that's not how technology works anymore. This was written by an old man. They broke the phone, so you can't call the man. It's like, you can like buy a new phone and keep the same number. Like, that shit don't work like that now. And I'm like, it kind of bugs me that it's like, if this had been not too long ago, you go, okay, Heyman's a broken man, he's at home, he hasn't replaced his phone. That was ages ago. Yeah. You're telling me he hasn't replaced his mobile? Come on.
Cell phone.
His cell phone.
You're American.
I do you know what? That sounded... I say it all the time, but somehow that sounded so much more British when we're doing this show.
He hasn't replaced his mobile?
His mobile?
His mobile.
I say. Anyway, it's just a little plot point that I'm like, I feel like obviously they want you to be thinking about that and referring back to that. And so many people are like, but he had another phone for The Rock, which is another point that bugs me. Why do you need separate phones? Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Only for the visual, obviously, because he's got a Rock logo on one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're building some suspense, aren't we? But he's going to get in touch with the Wiseman.
Well, does he rock up at Survivor Series? Does he show up alone? What if he brings Brock Lesnar? What if he brings Tonga?
I mean, I think it should be somebody who's synonymous with Heyman.
Like, imagine, like, so Seth gets taken out or whatever. So they've 4 on, which is the same, not the same, but we had this last year with Randy Orton. Is Randy Orton going to show up? And then Cody had to make a call, do you remember? And Randy Orton rocks up halfway through the fucking match. So what, is Seth going to come out halfway through the match and finally go after Bronson, or does Seth get taken out and then Brock shows up? Like, kind of cookie cutter.
Yeah, it's difficult. It is. But there's definitely going to be shenanigans of this. And I think Heyman's definitely making an appearance.
How underwhelming will it be if it's Cody?
I'll be pissed off. I'll be honest with you.
He's not announced the date, so people are like, oh, he's not going to be on the
show.
They
already did this. I'm hoping they read the room when they did this whole thing of him and Roman meeting in a football field or whatever the fuck they did, because they needed a venue that could hold both their egos. And for me, I'm like, I just feel like people weren't like massively like into the fact that like, oh, they're teaming up, and I feel like maybe they read the room on that one and thought, okay, we're not going to make them team up again, because it's not. This has been going on longer than Cody, so it's like Cody like helping out Roman isn't the bigger deal that it could, like, that other people could be, because Cody came into it kind of late on. Really, I know he's the man who took him out ultimately. It's pivotal in Cody's story for the title, but at the end of the day, Roman had done a lot of people over before Cody even rocked back up in WWE. So it doesn't feel like the right person to join it.
Well, speaking of rocking back up, is The Rock showing up?
I don't think here. No.
No. Raw on Netflix.
I can't remember my last predictions. I maybe
first
said
Raw on
would.
Netflix. Is that where he's rocking up?
Probably.
Okay. Who's winning them?
I think Team Roman.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Because what if they win? What have fucking like Blood Light's got to show for it next?
I mean, what have Blood Light got to show for it next anyway?
Well, it's all about like Solo wanting to be the true tribal chief, and I'm hoping the underbelly of the story
but this is the weird.
Rock's the real tribal
But this
chief.
is the weird thing, though. Let's put a scenario where he wins and he carries on calling himself tribal chief. What do the New Bloodline do? What do they go on to now they've beat Roman?
What if Heyman rocks back up and aligns with Solo?
Be interesting when Solo beats him up. But...
Never know.
Well, I think regardless of who wins, I think The Rock has to be the final boss, as it were. So, if they put the win on Solo, then the next step is The Rock will have to put him in his place or whatever. But I just feel like I'm trying to think about the time between pay-per-views because that's where they settle these things, isn't it? And you go, well, it's probably more damaging for Solo's team to win and then flounder for like a few months and pick fights with random people at that point. Like, I'm not even sure what they do. I don't know if they've got a plan for any storyline if they do let them win. Whereas the Roman apology tour can carry on for a bit if they win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just feel like there's more mileage in Roman winning and then them trying to like rebuild what they lost.
What if Sammy turns heel? So the eagle-eyed amongst Reddit users noticed Sammy
on the couch.
Well, no. Or maybe it could have been something to do with that, but like he had something in his pocket or something, and like then he swapped the pot. I don't know. But people were basically like questioning Sammy. So it's kind of like that could be interesting.
I mean, it could be. And it's one of them weird justified things, isn't it? Where you go like, I get Sammy letting it go and being the good guy because that's Sammy. I also totally, from a motivation point of view, get why Sammy would just screw him over.
Yeah.
So it equally would work for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, siding with Solo would be the issue, really.
I'm going to go for the Bloodlight.
Bloodlight to win this.
Because I think that...
Can you hear Tamatonga in your head now?
Yeah, it needs to carry on a bit until Rumble and Mania. And I think if Roman and his gang win now, then like what are they going to come back and do now? They're just kind of done. So yeah, that's where I'm going. Now, matches that may happen. So it appears, Anthony, Cody Rhodes will not be on this show. It's been confirmed, if not heavily rumoured, that the main event of Saturday night's main event, the show, not the main event of Saturday, which the premium live, will be Cody and KO. So I feel like they're saving that for then.
Okay.
So
I mean, that makes sense because it's a big profile match for that return of that pay-per-view.
Exactly.
Pay-per-view? Is it pay-per-view?
Special, isn't it?
Special.
Special. So I don't think Cody's going to be here. So Triple H has to have 5-match cards unless it's in Saudi. Some agreement he's got with Booker T, I think. So here's the 2 matches I'm throwing into the ring now.
Yeah.
US title, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke rocked up, didn't he, on SmackDown?
Yes. I mentioned this to you off air, so I'll do it on here as well. Shinsuke, I think, would be a great shout for it. I think they could probably work well together. He's obviously a better technical wrestler in the ring than LA, but that could be beneficial for both of them. But there has been back and forth with LA and Andrade. And a lot of people are really waiting for that Andrade push.
Well, we had Carmelo and stuff involved and all that as well. I feel like that's been going on for a while.
So for me, it's like Shinsuke is a good match, but it's like, are we wanting to deal with some of the other shit that's been going on?
Maybe we throw it all together, triple threat, fatal 4-way, something like that.
Why not? But I think we definitely should have a US title match, and to be honest, regardless of who he's up against, I think LA needs more time with the belt.
How will that impact Shinsuke though? Being away for ages, comes back, he's got a new look about him, some weird like face paint on, and then he loses his first match back.
Well, I think personally, and I know this is in your scenario, I think he probably shouldn't lose his first match back. However, I think the match should probably be Andrade, and Shinsuke sort of rocks up at the end and stakes his claim. Start some beef.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I also think it's too soon for LA Light. LA Light?
LA Lights.
Sorry, man. LA Knight to lose the belt. So, yeah, I'm going to say LA wins. But you could be on something. Maybe it won't be Shinsuke. Maybe it'll be something else. But, yeah. Or maybe it won't even happen. Maybe it'll just be on SmackDown. Because they never like featuring there on pay-per-views. Speaking of things which doesn't get featured on pay-per-views, is it time the IC title got featured? I know your favourite wrestler in the whole world holds that belt. But as you saw on Raw, it should have been Bron and Sheamus. But Ludwig Kaiser got in the way and messed all that up. So maybe the triple threat is what I'm thinking.
I think so. I mean, did you see Bron's promo on Ludwig? I mean, he's been doing his promo classes, I guess.
Okay.
Was it
good?
There's people saying it's good, and then there's people just absolutely rinsing it. I think it was shit. I think it's a very rehearsed.
Okay.
Like he's trying to have attitude, but it's very rehearsed, and it just doesn't. He doesn't. And this isn't me having a go because I don't like the guy, but he just doesn't have sort of natural charisma about him, so it feels very rehearsed. And I think that's maybe something he can work on.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell he's either had it written for him or he's definitely had to sort of plan it because he's. I don't know. For me, I didn't feel as comfortable as he probably wanted it to.
Yeah. To be fair to the guy, he's got the strength, he's got the speed. He can't really have it up here as well, can he? Yeah. Oh yeah, he's dead fast. He runs.
Is he dead fast? Yeah. And
see him run lots.
When he's running at people, do they step slightly to the side or?
No. They literally just watch him. Usually he runs like back and forth a few times. And they watch all this, and then they just stomp out the way.
Right. And or are they just mesmerised by his blistering speed?
Or speed? He's pretty fast.
He's pretty fast. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get this. It seems, I don't know, good for Ludwig if it happens because I do feel like he's been doing a fantastic job with Gunther. And obviously Sheamus in the mix. He's still not won the IC title. He needs it to complete his what's it called? Triple crown, double. What's it called? AEW have ruined it for me now. Continental clown.
The Continental Clown.
Continental Clown.
Damn. Yeah, Triple Crown.
Triple Crown. So he's going to be involved, I think, as well. But yeah, when was the last time the IC title got featured on a PLE?
No, I think
Clash of the Castle.
A good while, maybe.
I can't remember seeing it for a while.
Is Sheamus unique in the sense that, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'd have to look back at the history of it, but in terms of Triple Crown, for the world title to be his first one?
Possibly.
Because normally it's built the other way, isn't it? Like,
I'm sure someone else will have done it too, but it's very rare. You're right. So if this happens, what do we think? A new IC champ or Bron retains again?
Probably Bron retains again. They're big on the guy.
Yeah. You know what? I think Bron as well, but just to put it out into the universe, Sheamus.
I like Sheamus.
He needs Triple Crown, man.
100%.
100%. He should have won that epic WrestleMania match between Drew and Gunther. Been amazing.
Yeah, would be good. To be fair.
So that's all we got for you because that's all WWE have given us. To be fair,
well, join us next week when we predict it again.
Why not? But even after the event, we'll predict that too. But yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we should predict Saturday night's main event at some point as well because that seems like something coming up pretty soon.
Fair. Is that how soon?
No, might swerve.
No, is it going to be on Netflix or is it not hitting January?
No, it's December sometime, I think. But yeah, maybe we'll talk about that as well.
Because when everything's on Netflix, I'm definitely watching wrestling more.
Yeah, true. So that was the show. Let us know what matches you think we're going to see. Let us know that in the comments. Let us know who you think's going to win. Let us know that in the comments. Like us, yeah, please.
Like us.
If you're not subscribed,
this is why we built this whole thing.
If you're not subscribed to us, you've made it this far. What are you playing at? You know what I mean? And if you listen to this, then whatever you can do on podcast platforms, do that. As long as it's good. Good things. Not bad things. Do good things. Don't report us on. Do good things.
Sure.
Rate us 5 stars.
Yeah.
Download the show. Does that help? Yeah. We were back up to number 50, weren't we? The other day.
In the UK.
That's it. Everyone's got a podcast now, so let's get back up there. I was pretty happy with that. Not gonna lie.
Join us on the Everyone's Got a Podcast Now podcast.
We should totally do that. But yeah, so they were our Survivor Series War Games predictions. Before we let them go, shall we let them know about the Hot Tag Foundation? A charitable organisation?
Don't. You're ruining my thing.
Right.
So the Hot Tag Foundation worthwhile cause. So we interviewed two of their, I want to say, ambassadors. Like I don't want to get the titles
the founder,
wrong.
Dan.
Founder and
the youth ambassador, Dalton. Yeah.
Sorry, Dan. I just didn't want to get the titles wrong. But we spoke to them recently. I would definitely, but recently, a few weeks ago now, actually. But check out for a more in-depth discussion on sort of how it came about and what their overall message is. But we're proud to be sort of involved and supporting the Hot Tag Foundation. And essentially what they're trying to do is they're trying to sort of bring a little good into the world, build a little bit of community, and give back to the less fortunate. And that's been done through attending local wrestling events. Instigating is the right word. But, yeah, I'm going to go with instigating. It's a good word.
Shit.
So they're doing sort of toy drives, so you can make donations if you're at these events, and they can sort of essentially gift those out to the less fortunate, as I say. At the minute is sort of, a number of events that they can get at. So I appreciate, people who are listening here may not be able to attend one of the events. It's UK based. So if you're in the US and you can't attend, you're not willing to pay for the flights just to come out. I understand that. But as I say, almost every time I mention this, when you're trying to build something like this, the best thing you can do is get support in any way you can. So, it is an absolutely wonderful thing they're trying to do. So if you can't donate and you can't contribute in that way, then, follow them, like them, share them, increase their profile on socials. Everything like that is massive help for them getting partnerships and involvement and that sort of thing. So anything you can do, check them out. We'll link the details in the description.
Absolutely. And as they say, you just got to reach out. So reach out, tag the Hot Tag Foundation.
Indeed.
And help some kiddos this Christmas. So yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.